members natin, they already know that if I am the host, before we start with our main course, with the discussion, may konting balitaktakan tayo with our audience just to break the awkwardness and tension around the air. So now, sino kaya ang magiging swerteng um audience or participant ang mapipili natin for today? Alright, go. So maybe let's start with sa pinakadulo. Ang hilig ko talaga sa dulo. Okay. So we have here letter S. Miss Sarah Joy Gomez-Hiria. Hello, ma'am. Good evening po. Tama po ba yung pagbasa ko ng inyong pangalan? Kindly correct me if I'm wrong po. Hello. Good evening po. Yes, ma'am, you can unmute po your mic. Andyan po ba tayo? Ako, mukhang wala si ma'am. I think kakauwi niya galing ng work. Hello, ma'am. Okay, so wala si ma'am. Okay, so kukuha tayo sa pinakataas. So how about po si Ma'am Micaela Copioso? Hello po. Good evening. So are you here with us tonight? Ako, ang wala rin. Parang busy ang lahat. Hi, Ma'am Mika. Are you there? Hello? Okay, mukhang wala din si Ma'am Mika. Okay. So, parang mostly ng mga natin ngayon, busy pa. Okay, nagpapahinga pa siguro. Okay, there we go. So now we have let's have last one. Tingnan natin kung suswertehin tayo tonight. Okay, so we have here Sir Justin Taginod. Tama po ba? Is it sir or ma'am?
Hello po.
Ay,
It's
ma'am.
ma'am po.
Okay. Ma'am, sorry,
Hello
ma'am.
po.
Sorry, hi,
It's
ma'am.
okay po. Hello
Okay,
po.
there
Good
we go.
evening
So,
po.
good evening, ma'am. So kindly introduce yourself and where you're from po.
I'm Justin Taginod po. I'm from Santiago City, Isabela po. All the way from Isabela.
Wow, ang
Yes po.
layo. Kasi yung
Yes po.
last din na nag-host ako ng episode ng Adal, I think last week yun. Isabela din yung na-interview ko. So what's it the Isabela? Lagi ko napipili ang Isabela this month. Okay, there we go. So Santiago na ma'am.
Yes po.
Okay. I think nadaanan ko siya, nagpunta akong Nueva Vizcaya. Dadaanan po ba siya if you're going to go to Nueva?
Apo, madadaanan siya.
Sabi na. Okay.
Apo.
So, there we go. Since we have here a little interview, ma'am, tanungin ko muna sa'yo, ano yung may offer mo sa amin na unique part ng Santiago? Something unique about Santiago City.
um, well, ang Santiago po kasi is kilala, if familiar po kayo sa Patupat, yung
Yes po.
malagkit po, yan po, na nakarap sa leaf.
Mm-mm.
Yun
Yes
po.
po. Okay. So, yun yung... Opo, mabenta yan, ano? Kasi pag magpupunta ako sa Nueva Vizcaya, lagi silang papabili ng ganyan. Okay, there we go. So, handa na po ba kayo sa tanong ninyo, ma'am? Totally opinionated lang naman ito. Okay. Yeah, so ito po yung question niyo, ma'am. So, since it's all about labor laws, now, may I know what was the reason kung bakit po kayo nag-join sa episode na ito ng Adal Cordillera? So, what are the things that you wanted to learn? And what are the things that you are expected to learn for today's webinar?
Actually po, I'm part po kasi sa isang educational institution dito
Mm-hmm.
sa
Yes
Santiago.
po.
So, part po ako ng admin and nag-handle po kasi kami ng ganito. So, gusto ko pong ma-familiarize yung sarili ko sa mga ganitong bagay po.
Yes naman. Thank you for that, ma'am. I really like your reason. Kasi hindi porket nagtatrabaho na tayo, dun mapuputol yung pag-learn natin pag-gain natin ng knowledge about things. So, gusto ko yun, ma'am. So, thank you very much. So, I'm going to
Thank
see
you
you again
po.
later. Maraming salamat, ma'am, for sharing your insights about for today. Now, okay. So, sa mga pauwi po at nasa klase, ingat po kayo. Mag-ingat-ingat po tayo. So now we're going to start the evening. Okay? I'm sure you're all excited to meet our speaker for today. Okay, so without further ado, so she is a dedicated labor relations focal person with expertise in fostering harmonious workplace relations through effective policy implementation, dispute resolution, and compliance with labor laws. She has a strong background in labor standards, grievance handling, and collective bargaining. She plays a key role in ensuring fair and productive employer-employee relations. So she was a graduate of University of Cagayan Valley with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and she also earned her units in education in FL Vargas College. So from 2019 up to the present, she is a Department of Labor and Employment Regional Officer number 2, actively engaged in labor relations since 2022, specializing in workplace dispute resolution, collective bargaining, and compliance with labor laws. With a strong foundation in labor standards and employee rights, she plays a vital role in ensuring fair and productive employer-employee relationships. She was involved or in grievance handling policy implementations and advisory services for both employers and workers. Expertise extends to facilitating capacity development activities to labor organizations in both public and private sector. Social dialogues, conducting labor education sessions, and supporting collective negotiations to foster industrial peace. Okay, so everyone, let us give a warm virtual applause to our speaker. We have Miss Florian T. Jose Azad.
Hello everyone. Clear po ba ako?
Yes, ma'am. Very
Loud and
clear po.
clear. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So just to have an assessment of our participants for this evening, no? May I have a show of, a heart sign for those who are employers siguro? Tingnan nga natin, sino yung mga employers dito? Employees? Sa employees, can I have a like sign? And for the students, yung haha, react. I hope that everybody here is as interactive and as enthusiastic as our MC for this evening, no? By the way, thank you so much for that very comprehensive introduction. Sabi ko, hindi masyadong because I don't want this to be too formal. Actually, in the labor relations unit, no, where we are handling labor and employment education services, we are trying to be more we try to be more interactive and at least hindi masyadong formal and to be at like mabuild namin yung confidence and connection with our participants because we believe that yung comprehension while studying and enjoying is mas effective kapag lahat tayo at ease lang, no? By the way, the letter that was sent to me was talking more of employment contract and termination. But we opted because in the labor and employment education services, we already packaged a discussion. So allow me, I will just highlight more on the certificate, the contract of employment and on security of tenure, but allow me to just run through the basic rights and obligations of workers and employers. Okay ba yan? Okay ba yan sa inyo? Can I have a like sign? Yan. Para naman makita ko, kasi wala pa lang naka-open ang camera sa ating mga participants. O yan. So, pa-react na lang kung clear ba yan. Okay. So, ayun. So, just to gauge, kung meron tayong a little bit of background about labor laws, kasi I think some of you are employees already. One from Santiago who was interviewed earlier is a part of the admin, no? So I believe meron na tayong kahit konti, hindi man masyadong malalim na kaalaman sa labor laws, meron na tayo. So, I have prepared a Slido quiz. So, I hope that everybody can join. Next slide po, please. Ayan. So, if you can just scan the QR or i-enter nyo po sa slido.com yung ating code so that I can administer the quiz kahit papano, no? Malaman natin kung meron tayong a little background about, hindi naman ganun kahirap yan. It's just a true or false quiz. So let me see kung meron na pong nag-in. Ayan, Joshua, Trixie Reyes, CJ. How about the others po? Erin, Rochelle, Vanessa, Princess, Joshua, we have 12. Okay, Winston, Clarissa, Mark, Ashley. How about the others po? I believe we have 70 plus yung last na tingin ko kanina. Participants. 81. So I'm expecting at least, siguro kung yung iba still traveling from work, pauwi. So kahit 50% at least. So we have 28. Sige po. Ay, hindi ako makapag-scan. CP lang po gamit ko. Punta po kayo sa Google, sir. And then i-search nyo po yung slido.com. And then i-enter nyo po ang code. Yan, kung gusto nyo pong mag-join. Si sir ba to or ma'am? Lorly kasi pero yung picture po ay lalaki. So, Lorly, pwede po kayo sa Google. Yan, we have 40. Sige po, and counting. How about the others? Sana kahit man lang 50. Ayan. Para significant number of our participants will participate in the quiz. 44. Walking lang ma'am, going home. Ingat po kayo. Sa mga pauwi pa lang po, ingat po kayo sa pag-uwi. And thank you for attending and hopefully you will learn a lot from me tonight, no? Sige. Baka kasi pagkatapos ko nitong quiz na to kay ma'am, anong name ng ating MC? Baka hindi ko na kailangang kasi baka master na nila to. Alright, 47 and counting. Sige pa po. 48. How about the others po? Ayan. 48. 49. Isa na lang po to meet our target. Naka-hazard. Naka-hazard lang sa tabi. Oo. Sige po, pwede po muna kayo umuwi. Anyway, hindi pa tayo doon sa contracts. Later pa po yung contracts introduction. All right, we have 50. So sige po, let's start the quiz, no? Meron lang po tayong 20 seconds to answer the question. So, I hope mabilis po tayo sa pag-type. Ayan. All right, first question. Workers have the right to refuse overtime without any repercussions. True or false? Yan, ang sumasagot po 16 pa lang, 27, 32, 40 over 50, 46. All right, so majority answered true. So ayan, 89% po ng mga sumagot ay nakakaalam. May karapatan ang mga manggagawa na tumanggi sa overtime nang hindi napaparusahan. Of course, because overtime work or work in excess of your regular working hours should be an agreement between the employer and the employee, no? Next question po tayo. Congrats sa mga nakasagot. Ayan. Next question. 31, 36 answered, 41 answers na po. All right. Employers have the right to terminate employees without providing a reason. Of course, false, ano? Yun yung i-discuss natin further later, no? Kung meron bang karapatan ang isang employer na mag-terminate ng kanyang empleyado nang walang sapat na dahilan. Ayan. Congratulations, 93% of those who answered got the right answer. Next po. So, ang nangunguna si Miss Joanna Marie Tizon. Perfect score. And shortest time to answer, no? Next po tayo. All workplaces in the Philippines are required to have an occupational safety and health committee. True or false? Lahat po ba ng lugar na pinagtatrabahuhan ay kailangang may occupational safety and health committee? Alright, perfect. Alright, 92% ng mga sumagot ay nakuha ang tamang sagot. Congratulations. True, of course. Lahat po, whether regardless of the size or the hazard of a workplace, kailangan po meron tayong Occupational Safety and Health Committee. Next question po tayo. Workers have the right to form or join labor unions without seeking permission from their employers. True or false? 46 answers, 47 and counting po. All right, 75% of those who answered got the right answer. No, the answer is true. Workers have the right to form or join labor unions without seeking the permission from their employer. Actually, it is a violation of the law, which is under the unfair labor practices, if an employer stops you or influences you not to join an organization, no? Ayan. Habang nagdi-discuss po ako, ay habang nagka-quiz po tayo, I hope it's okay. Yung iba pong mga questions kasi hindi ko siya ma-elaborate later kasi sabi ko nga I'll be focusing on contracts and security of tenure. Dinidiscuss ko na siya. I hope okay lang yun sa inyo, no? Okay. Sige. Next question po tayo. Next question is, employers can change company policies without notifying their employees. Pwede daw po bang baguhin ng employer ang company policy na hindi kinakailangang i-notify ang kanyang mga empleyado? True or false? False, no? 85% actually got the right answer. Sige. 7 questions to go na lang po tayo. Medyo bilisan natin. Alright. Next question. Is the worker's responsibility to provide their own PPE or personal protective equipment in hazardous job environments? Alright, 83% po ang nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Check natin kung sino na ang nasa leaderboard. Ang nasa leaderboard natin na naka-perfect with 49 seconds lang po average time is Sir Glenn. Ayan, congratulations, perfect po. And so with others, perfect din po yung iba pero siya po as of now ang ating leader. Alright, next question po tayo. Is the worker's responsibility to provide their own PPE? Tapos na po tayo dyan. I think na-repeat yung aking question. Okay, next. Employers are obligated to give regular breaks during long working hours. Obligado po ba na magkaroon ng break or magbigay ng break ang isang employer sa kanyang employee kapag mahabaan ang kanyang trabaho? Ayun. Sa mga hindi po nakamute, balak niyo po ba akong tulungang mag-discuss? Charot. Ah, sa mga hindi po nakamute, pa-mute po tayo. Pinapa-start ako ng video. Ayan. Sige, start natin yung video. Okay. So, okay, 98% got the right answer, no? It's true. Employers are obligated to give regular breaks during long hours. Parte po yan ng occupational safety and health. Next, we have workers can be asked to work on official holidays without any additional compensation. Wala daw pong karagdagang compensation. Pwede bang i-allow or uh, i-ask natin ang ating mga workers to work na walang compensation? True or false? False, correct. Kasi that is one of the statutory benefits of an employee, no? That is called, ano pong tawag dyan? Pa-chat, kung alam nyo po. Ano pong tawag dyan sa benefit na yan? Sige nga po, chat nyo nga po kung ano yung tawag sa benefit na yan na nagtatrabaho during holidays. Premium pay. Premium pay po pagka special non-working. Pero pag holiday, yan, holiday pay po, tawag dyan. Or, hindi ko naman po pala kailangang parang hindi ko na po kailangan mag-discuss. Parang alam nyo na po lahat yung mga, ano nyo, no? Mga benefits nyo, no? Alright, last 4 questions na po tayo. Workers can decline participation in company mandated trainings and seminars without any consequences. True or false? All right, true. 75% ang nakakuha ng, hindi, mali ang sagot. It's false. Workers can decline, no. Especially if and when a training and a seminar is very important for capacitating that certain worker in the performance of her duty. So, hindi niya pwedeng i-decline kapag minandate ng company na ito ay obligado niyang atendahan kasi nga kailangan makapacitate siya ng certain skill or knowledge applicable para sa pag-perform niya better ng kanyang responsibilities sa kumpanya. So, hindi basta-bastang pwedeng mag-decline unless otherwise ang reason po is very, very kumbaga, it's a matter of life and death na hindi siya makapag-attend nung seminar na yan. But if free naman siya at wala naman siyang gagawin sa kumpanya or hindi siya busy, hindi niya po pwedeng tanggihan yan. Lalo importante yan para mapabuti ang kanyang trabaho. Ayun. Last, number 10 question. It's the employer's responsibility to ensure that the workplace is free from any form of harassment or discrimination. True or false? All right. True, 100% tama po, no? Responsibility niya. But of course, we also have an obligation to maintain yung harassment and discrimination-free workplace. So, meron siyang right to establish certain policies, pero syempre, nasa sa atin po yan bilang worker kung paano din po natin titignan yung mga implementation ng program and policies na yan. Second to the last question, employers can withhold salaries if workers do not meet performance standards. I-withhold daw po or hindi daw po ibibigay ang salary kapag hindi umabot sa performance standards. Answer. Alright. False. Kasi kapag service rendered na po yan, kailangan po ibigay niya yung karampatang sahod sa time na nagtrabaho yung kanyang employee. If may problema sa kanyang performance standards, then the employer or the company mi- uh, should uh, should mitigate and should impose to them some skills training or knowledge enhancements or group discussions, dapat meron siyang kahit papaanong intervention to help improve the performance standards of their employees. Hindi niya babayaran ang sahod. Sino po yung 2% na nagsabing hindi? Kung employer po itong 2% na ito, na hindi magpapasahod dahil po hindi naabot ang performance standards, kawawa naman po ang inyong empleyado. Next, last question na po. Workers have the right to access all their employment records maintained by the employer. No, may karapatan ba ang mga empleyado na tingnan yung kanilang records, employment records? And yes, of course, lalo na when it pertains to their personal records, employment records. So, dapat meron pong access ang ating mga empleyado dyan. So, tignan natin kung sino ang naka-perfect ng, ayan, Ma'am, okay, sige. Si Ma'am Klesha, baka may premyo tong nakatap dito, no? Si Sir Glenn. Ayan, 12 out of 12. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect po ni Miss Sir Glenn, Laika Jean, Miss Hazel, and Noreen. Yun, congratulations po sa, parang di ko na ho kailangang mag-lecture. Parang tanungin nyo na lang, question and answer na lang po ata tayo kasi parang alam nyo na po yung mga basic knowledge on labor laws. Ayan. Okay, sige. Let's start with the discussion. Sabi ko nga, papasadahan ko po yung rights, nakasmile. Baka gusto nyo po, question and answer na lang tayo kasi baka yung specific na questions ninyo, hindi ko po matalakay sa discussion ko. Charot. Sige, pero pasadahan natin. Baka may tanong kayo later on. First slide po natin sa ating discussion, sir. Congratulations po. Yan. Sige, congratulations. Ito po, screenshot ko to para isend ko. Baka the secretariat can also give them something special. Ayan. Send ko dyan sa ating, ayan, send ko sa ating chat box. Sige. Send ko later on. So, okay, there are 3 chapters in my discussion. The first is understanding the rights and obligations of workers and employers in the Philippines. And then, diretso po tayo sa rights and obligations of workers. And then, third chapter would be rights and obligations of the employers. PowerPoint or PDF, much appreciated. But however, I have to warn you that our PowerPoints are just guide for us, no? Baka kasi mawala in context pag binigay ko yung mismong PowerPoint. But I can, however, share with you, anyway, nag-chat po sa akin ang facilitators nito activity nito. We can share with you some references that you can browse through para mas mabasa nyo in detail. Pointers kasi yung nakalagay sa aming presentation usually. But yung mismong references, we can give you a drive para siguro the facilitators can forward to you yung mga nilalaman ng aming mga yung aking presentation today. But if I may share with you, ito po, downloadable ito, workers' rights. Ito naman usually yung tinatanong sa amin habang nagle-labor education, no? Sa Bureau of Working, ayan, sa Bureau of Working Condition or bwc.dole.gov.ph, you can download this. Very, very thin book ito. Hindi kasi ito for sale. Actually, sa amin lang to, hindi to piniprint for outside. References namin ito for our labor education. Pero ang laman nito, statutory benefits lang po. But what I'm going to discuss with you is the basic rights, no? Next slide po tayo, sir. Ayan, no. So, why is it important for us to recognize or understand yung rights and obligations of workers and employees in the Philippines, no? Of course, we should recognize the inherent dignity of every worker and the pivotal role of employers in nation building. So, in as much as importante po yung rights natin, importante rin po na malaman natin ano pa yung obligasyon natin sa ating mga kumpanya or mga workplaces at ano rin yung rights ng ating mga employers and of course yung kanilang obligations. Next, sir. Okay. Importante to because pasadahan ko lang a strong foundation between the employer, a strong foundation in the relationship between the employer and employee can have foster a positive rapport and further, magkakaroon yan ng magandang effect sa kumpanya which is productivity. Magiging mas productive kasi ang ating mga workers pag maganda yung relationship nila with their employees. And of course, ang pinaka-foundation ng labor landscape is the employer and the employee. Next po. Why do we need to understand this, no? First, syempre kailangan natin ng balancing power dynamics between the two roles na nasa workplaces, the employer and the employee. And of course, we need to understand and establish a mutual respect and harmony between these two very crucial roles in workplaces. And siyempre, kapag nare-recognize kasi natin yung mga rights ng bawat isa, employer man yan or employee, tumataas po yung ating moral and mas, sabi ko nga kanina, mas healthy ang ating working relationship. Next po. Further, syempre, kung hindi natin nirespeto ang karapatan ng employer at employee, may legal and ethical implications yan, which is nakapaloob sa Labor Code of the Philippines at even our 1987 Constitution. And of course, lastly, kailangan din nating magkaroon ng magandang relationship between the employer and the employee for us to be able to navigate global employer global labor landscape. Ayon. Lumabas din. Global labor landscape. Kasi hindi naman tayo pang dito lang. We are trying to develop workers na pang globally competitive. 'Di ba? Yung hindi lang para sa Pilipinas. We're trying to prepare employees to work abroad if they wanted to. So magandang dito pa lang sa Pilipinas, we understand the rights and obligations of workers because as actually, signatory tayo sa international labor organizations. And thereby, being a signatory of that, the same standards and principles apply kasi nga tayo ay signatory. Otherwise, kung hindi po tayo sumusunod sa ILO standards, hindi po magiging maganda ang ating trading sa ibang bansa. Ayun. Next po. Next slides. Na banggit ko na to kanina, no. Importante ang pag-understand ng rights and obligations kasi sana ma-appreciate natin na it's not just about compliance. Hindi siya dahil sa DOLE po ay nag-i-inspect kami. So, kailangan nakasunod kayo sa karapatan ng mga manggagawa. Sana ang compliance po or ang pagsunod sa mga labor laws ay dahil nirerespeto nating pareho ang karapatan ng bawat isa, empleyado man yan or employer. Ayun. Next, sir. Okay, so dumako na tayo sa mga rights and obligations of workers, no? Okay, next, sir. Okay. Area of focus natin sa chapter na to is to identify and explain basic rights that workers are entitled to. Next is to describe the responsibilities that come with the rights of workers. Like sabi ko nga, may kaagapay na obligasyon sa company ang bawat rights na binibigay sa atin ng batas. And of course, to understand the symbiotic relationship between the rights and the obligations. Okay. Next, sir. Ano ba yung ating basic rights nun? At dinivide ito sa tatlo. Basic rights, workers' empowerment rights, and health and safety rights. Excuse me. All right. Basic rights, nandyan yung right to just and humane conditions of work. Diyan napapaloob yung statutory benefits, yung ating minimum wage, rest, and working hours, kung ano man yung leaves na nararapat sa atin, yung retirement pay, dyan po yan, just and humane conditions of work. Now, another right is the right to security of tenure, which is yung hinihiling ninyo na pag-usapan natin, yung security of tenure. This comes post-employment na kasi nga, pag sinabi nating security of tenure, dyan na napapaloob yung just and authorized causes of termination. Next is the right to fair wages. Alam naman natin to, ang ating wages is determined by the Regional Tripartite Wages and Productivity Board, kung saan sila po ay nagkakandak ng mga public hearing, tripartite approach, meaning meron pong employer at employee at dun po sila nagdedebate ng kanilang positions whether or not wages can be increased or should be increased in a particular region. So, bawat region po to iba-iba. Sa amin po dito sa Region 2, ang aming minimum wage ay 480. Kayo po sa mga lugar ninyo, ano po ang inyong minimum wage? Baka pwede pong pa-input sa ating chat box. Wow, 645. Sa Manila po yan? Sa Manila po yan, no? QC, yeah. Opo, NCR, 645. And then, okay. Saan yung 520 po? Sa Region 3, 525. Oo, ito po kasi yung malalaking mga regions. Ano? Region 3, 4A, and NCR. Ito yung aming pinakamalalaking regions, even in employment kasi nandyan po napapaloob yung mga manufacturing, no? 501, opo. Metro Cebu kasi, Region 7. And then, Region 4, 520. Region 12 po ba yan? 460. Region 10, 461. Ayun, sa amin po dito sa Region 2, we have 480. May mga regions po na classified pa yung agriculture at non-agriculture or retail. Sa amin po kasi dito sa region, as one na siya na 480 regardless of the industry. Ayun. So, again, meron din tayong right. Another basic right is the right to rest and leisure. Nabanggit ko na to kanina, yung mga leaves ninyo, vacation leaves, and even yung rest ninyo or breaks ninyo between work and even your lunchtime is a basic right. Ayun. Workers' empowerment rights naman po, ito may kinalaman sa right to self-organization and collective bargaining. Yung isang tanong kanina na may karapatan bang mag-join ng labor union ang isang empleyado na hindi kailangan nagpapaalam sa employer? Yes, opo. And with the right to self-organization, kasama din po dyan the right not to join. Kung hindi po ninyo gustong mag-join ng isang labor organization, union man, or workers association, pwede po kayong hindi mag-join. And of course, collective bargaining para sa mga unionized establishments. Ito po yung may mga nabuong union, no? May right din po to sit in a negotiating table para i-negotiate. Ito yung tinatawag nilang collective bargaining. To negotiate yung mga privileges na pwede sa kanila which is already above what is minimum. So kapag collective bargaining, hindi na dyan pinag-uusapan ang minimum wage kasi dapat above na yan sa kung ano man ang minandate ng batas na statutory or minimum. And of course, the right to participate in decision making. I hope that company owners here and even employees can also sit in committees of the company para meron po kayong part sa decision making. And of course, kung meron din po kayo, baka meron din po mga member dito. Meron po kasi kami sa Department of Labor and Employment tinatawag na Tripartite Industrial Peace Councils or Industry Tripartite Councils. Ito po yung mga councils kung saan ang employer, employee at ang gobyerno ay naghaharap-harap upang makapag-usapan po yung mga issues or concerns pertaining to labor and employment and even economy as a whole. Ayan. Next slide po. Nabibilis at okay lang po ba yung pacing ko? Baka masyado po ako mabilis. Sabihan nyo lang po ako. Baka hindi kayo makasunod. Nakakasunod naman po. Pa-heart react naman po dyan. So ito yung hirap ng ng online na lecture. Yan. Thank you sa mga papuso. Ayan, thank you po. Yan, nandyan pa sila. Okay, sige po. And of course, yung pangatlong batch ng ating rights is health and safety rights. So, una dyan, right to safe and healthful workplace. I hope that employers here do maintain a safe and healthy workplace, no? Sana po in place ang ating mga polisiya na may kinalaman sa health and safety ng ating mga empleyado. Of course, because a healthy worker is a productive worker, no? Kapag ikaw ay nasa isang maayos at matiwasay na workplace, of course, nakakapagtrabaho ka ng mas maayos at matiwasay. Next, the right to information on hazards in the workplace. So, may karapatan po ang mga empleyado na malaman kung ano yung hazardous sa health nila pagdating sa workplaces. And of course, that sa mga hazards na ito, they are provided with PPEs which is shouldered by the company. Again, ang PPEs po ay shouldered ng company. Hindi po yan dapat binibili or galing sa bulsa ng ating mga workers. And lastly, sa batch na ito, yes, under RA 11058 or the OSH law. Okay. The right to refuse unsafe work. May karapatan ng empleyado na hindi magtrabaho kung feeling niya it endangers his safety. So, pwede siyang hindi mag-refuse na magtrabaho sa isang hazardous environment. Alright, next po tayo. Ayan, rights to just and humane conditions of work. Siyempre, according to Article 83 of the Labor Code of the Philippines, no, napapaloob dito yung 8 hours of work and any work beyond 8 hours should be paid by the overtime pay. Ganon. Ito yung mga napapaloob dyan. Pero sabi ko nga, hindi ko to masyadong i-focus. Maybe some other time, kung mai-invite nyo kami ulit, we can discuss further on the statutory benefits. Pero ang kasama dito sa just and humane conditions of work is number 1, proper facilities. Siyempre, para maiwasan naman yung pangangalay halimbawa ng isang empleyado, no? Sana napaprovide din ng ergonomic chair, a comfortable workplace, yung workplace na free from hazards and risks. Yon. Next is reasonable working hours. Na-mention ko na to kanina, kasama to sa Labor Code of the Philippines. Ang normal working hours is 8 hours per day. And then, Next is protection from harassment and discrimination. I hope that establishment owners here or yung mga empleyado dito is familiar with the CODI, yung ating nag-handle ng mga violence against women sa workplace or discrimination and harassment. Yan kasi yung committee na nag-handle dyan. And then of course that workers are provided with adequate breaks and rest periods, no? Ilan pong minuto ang inyong mga break sa mga nagtatrabaho po dito? Saan yung ating wait, chat? 1 hour. Yan, 1 hour. An employee is entitled to 60 minutes or 1 hour break every working day. And at least 24 hours na break in a 6 working day. So may 1 day po na day off. 1 hour po, then meron ding 15 minutes sa morning and 50. Uy, generous po ang inyong company. Kasi po yung iba, they do 1 hour lang sa isang araw. Pero ito kasi it can be divided eh. Pwedeng 15 minutes ang break sa umaga, 15 minutes sa hapon, 30 minutes sa lunch, pero 1 hour lang. Pero kudos po sa inyong company kasi binibigyan kayo total of 1 hour and 30 minutes kasi ang mandated sa batas is 1 hour. Yes, okay. All right, thank you so much, Jan. And then, of course, access to necessary amenities. Siyempre, na ma-provide din. Halimbawa, sa mga companies, it is mandated to have a breastfeeding corner for breastfeeding moms. Sana meron ding pantry kung walang bilihan malapit, something like that. Yung mga facilities or amenities na provide natin sa ating mga workers. Lahat yan napapaloob sa right to just and humane conditions of work. Next slide po tayo. And ito, dito na tayo papasok. Sabi ko nga kanina, usually ito pinag-uusapan post-employment na kasi. Pero baka kasi meron dito mga company owners or mga admin staffs na kailangan malaman yung tungkol sa proseso ng na napapaloob sa security, the right to security of tenure, no? Of course, it is a rule that every worker has a right to job security. Ibig sabihin yan, hindi sila pwedeng ma-dismiss sa trabaho without just cause and due process of law. Yan. Okay. Sige, next slide po tayo. Sisimulan ko po sa types of employment, no? Ito minsan dito nagkakaroon ng confusion kasi yung mga kailan po ba ako mariregular or ilang buwan na ito. I hope that I can give clarity sa inyo, no? So types of contracts, first type is a regular employee, no? Ito, lumagpas na siya sa probationary period which is typically 6 months. And nagpa-perform na sila ng duties and responsibilities which is desirable for the business. Ibig sabihin, essential na ang kanyang position sa pagpapatakbo ng isang negosyo. This is what you call a regular employee. So, workers under this contract cannot be terminated without just or authorized causes and are entitled to full benefits. So, kung ano man yung i-discuss ko mamaya, na benefits sa batas, yon entitled po ang regular employees dyan. Next type of contract is probationary employment or ito yung may trial period na tinatawag which is maximum of 6 months where the employee's performance is evaluated after that 6 months, no? Employers must provide a clear standards for regularization at the start. So, ibig sabihin, sasabihin po niya, ikaw, for example, Flory, sa ngayon ay isang probationary employee. So, within 6 months, titignan namin ang iyong performance And after that, may possibility ka na ma-regularize kung na-meet mo yung mga standards ng performance na nire-require namin. Ganun dapat, malinaw siya kapag probationary na ito ay eventually magiging regular employee. Okay. Next contract is project-based employment. So project-based employments naman, workers are hired for a specific project or undertaking with employment ending upon the completion or kapag wala na siyang funding. Usually, ginagawa ito sa mga small pet projects ng mga companies or even in the government, there are project-based employees. Hinire lang sila for a specific task. Normally po sabi ko nga kanina, wala po extension ang probation. Ano sabi? Bakit may extension? Sige. Sige po. Good evening po. Paano po ang extension of probi period after 6 months? Bigyan ng another chance ang employee. Bibigyan ng another chance kasi hindi po na-meet yung standards. Ganun po ba yung tanong? Sige, mamaya. Sagutin ko po yan. Tapusin ko muna yung mga contracts. Sige. Project-based, yun nga. Particular, nabanggit ko kanina, automatic po na ayon sa batas na after 6 months, kung pagpasok po niya, clear po yung polisiya na siya ay mariregularize after 6 months. Otherwise, pwede na siyang i-terminate after 6 months. So, hindi na establish na, for example, hindi na meet yung standards nung employer or nung company, no? Meaning, nag-fall short siya sa kanyang, excuse me, nag-fall short siya sa kanyang performance. So, pwedeng hindi siya i-regularize. Pero, dapat tineterminate na siya kasi malinaw naman na ang probationary period is 6 months lang. Unless otherwise importante yan, nire-regularize sana yan ng employee and then i-enhance na lang yung kanyang skills. Okay? Kasi stricto rin ng ating government sa no-endo, di ba? No end of contract rule. Alright. Sa project-based employment, nabanggit ko na kanina, hired lang sila for a specific project or undertaking ng company. Wait lang. Wait lang tayo sa 13 month. Dito muna tayo sa contracts. Ayan. Okay, workers are hired for a specific project or undertaking with employment ending upon project completion. Yun, na-mention ko na kanina. Employers must notify the DOLE when terminating project-based workers to avoid claims of illegal dismissal. So, mayroon po kaming website, reports.dole.gov.ph, kung saan po sinasubmit itong mga reports na to kapag pa-end na po ang project-based workers or contracts. Next is seasonal employment. So ito naman yung sa industries na usually in the agricultural industry or even sa tourism, hinahire lang sila during peak seasons. Halimbawa, for sugarcane workers, they are hired for a specific season lang kapag harvesting or planting, dun lang sila hinahire. Seasonal employment po ang tawag dito. Next, and usually pag seasonal employment po yan, hindi na po yan regular wage. Pwede pong isubmit yung motion, parang motion output test sa RTWPB para ma-compute kung magkano po dapat talaga. Ito yung sinasabi nilang pakyawan in a layman's term. So, i-compute po ng RTWPB pero kailangan may issuance po to na order ha. Hindi to basta-bastang okay, pakyawan ka na, babayaran kita ng ganito. Otherwise, violation na naman po yan. RTWPB po ang magda-draft ng order signed by the regional director na itong mga seasonal workers na to are paid ng ganitong amount kapag sila ay hinahire, a specific amount. Next is fixed term or contractual employment. Employment ends on a pre-agreed date regardless of performance. For example, an employee is hired, sabihin ko sa employee, I will hire you for 6 months. Kahit gumaling man yan or hindi, basta pre-agreed na. Now, within that 6 months, ito terminate ko ang iyong employment. Those are called fixed term contractual employment. And then the contract must be mutually agreed upon. Ibig sabihin, dalawa po kayo, employer and employee, and clear na walang intention na to circumvent regular employment. Hindi ito ginagawa lang kasi iniiwasan na ma-regularize yung worker. Initially pa lang, sa simula pa lang ng kontrata, malinaw na yung si worker, si Flory, ay magtatrabaho lang sa kumpanya within a specific time. For example, 2 years contract. Nangyayari ito usually sa mga, like yung contracts ng ating OFWs, these are fixed term contracts. Renewable din ito. For example, ang ating mga OFWs, sometimes they have a contract of 2 years. They work for that 2 years. They can apply for extension, but it should be mutually agreed upon. And meron pa rin fixed end term yung kanyang ano na yan, contract. Unlike yung ating probationary employment na yan yung entry level niya, probationary in nature, but in 6 months time, there should be an intent to regularize this worker. Next naman, casual employment. Workers hired for a temporary task that are not essential to the employer's business. If a casual worker completes 1 year of continuous service, they are deemed regular if their work becomes necessary to the company. So ito naman, casual employment, nangyayari ito pag halimbawa hinire siya temporarily, supposedly dahil hindi kumbaga, kailangan siya sa kumpanya para tumulong pero hindi pa essential ang kanyang tasks sa negosyo or sa kumpanya. Now, kapag after 1 year na yan at siya ay casual employment at naging, syempre, 1 taon na siyang nagsilbi doon. Yung kanyang tasks is 1 taon niya na rin ginagawa. So, most probably, essential na yung kanyang trabaho sa kumpanya. Then, magiging regular yan. Okay. And then lastly, yung apprenticeship and learnership contracts. Ito both require DOLE's approval. Hindi po to basta-basta. Kapag apprentice, training agreement for at least 3 to 6 months sa highly technical jobs. And learnership naman kapag similar lang, 3 to 6 months din pero hindi siya technical job. Okay? Yan po ang ating mga types of employment contracts. So, I'll see kung hindi ko po pa masasagot yung inyong mga katanungan sa ngayon, please, may I ask the Secretariat to please take note of the questions, and meron ba kayong attendance sheet para makita yung mga number ninyo at mabalikan ko kayo or mga email ads ninyo so that I can get back to you kapag meron na akong full answers, because yun, disclaimer lang, sometimes we try not to answer directly, especially kapag ang mga tanong walang specific na mga kumbaga wala siyang mga specific na details about the question. Kasi baka i-quote unquote nyo kami. Sabi po ni Ma'am Flory, ganito siya, pero hindi ko alam yung buong scenario. So, I'll try to answer your questions in a general, in a general term, hindi yung specific sa kung ano yung situation. So, tanong, Ma'am, project-based po is need din po ba sila bigyan ng mga benefits like 13-month pay? Sige. Usaping 13-month pay po tayo. Ang 13-month pay is wait lang. Para mas ko sa inyo. Basahin ko yung mismong provision para mas clear sa inyo, no? 13-month pay refers to 1/12 of the total basic salary earned by an employee within a calendar year. Sino ba yung coverage niyan? Take note. All employees are required to pay their all employers are required to pay their rank and file employees 13-month pay regardless of the nature of their employment and irrespective of the method by which their wages are paid. So kung tanong, project-based po sila, kayo na po sumagot, babayaran po ng 13-month pay? Hindi. Base sa pinasa ko. Kasi sabi dito sa batas, regardless of the nature of their work. So, regardless of their contract po yan. Project-based, casual, fixed term, of course, regular, probationary, lahat po yan ay mabibigyan ng 13-month pay. At sa ating mga benefits naman po, insurance benefits, of course, day one of their employment is already day one of their insurance in these benefits. Yun. Next question. Sana po nasagot ko kayo, Miss Christy Tenorio. Sabi ko po, ito makakatulong sa inyo. Itong book na to, Workers' Statutory Monetary Benefits. I'll send din, pwede ako mag-send dito later on nung ating link para sa statutory benefits na yan. Okay. Next question. Some employers po 6 months tapos pinag-resign then another contract ulit. Another contract na iba na yung trabaho nila or same trabaho po? Kasi that's a violation po, same work pa po. Entitled po ba sa separation pay ang seasonal workers or seasonal employees? Mamaya po natin pag-usapan yung separation pay. Next, may new website po ba ang DOLE para sa submission ng reports last time? O, nagkaroon po ng glitch. Yes, that's true. Meron pong problema dun sa website. Pero hindi ko pa po na-check ngayon kung okay na yung website namin. Yes, we heard that. I think last week or 2 weeks ago, nagkaroon po ng problema sa submission ng reports. Pero hindi ko po sure kung okay na po ngayon. Next, how do you determine if a certain job is deemed necessary? Na importante yan sa goals, sa mission ng kumpanya or na necessary yung kanyang task para tumakbo ang isang kumpanya. Ayun po. Next, pwede po renew yung fixed term contract. Pwede pong i-renew yung fixed term contract basta ang caveat po doon kailangan ang importante nating maintindihan doon is mutually agreed. Halim sa contract, ibig sabihin nakadetermine yon na you mutually agree that the worker agrees on a fixed term employment. Ibig sabihin, they don't have intent to be regularized in the company. Gets po? So, if for example, alam ng worker, 2 years contract lang to. After 2 years, regardless of your performance, you can leave. So, kung ano man yung kanyang contribution sa either importante siyang factor sa iyong kumpanya or not, after 2 years, he or she can have an option to renew the contract. That's a fixed term employment. Diba? Okay. Next. Opo, babayaran po. Included po ang trainees. What do you mean trainees? Wala po akong pinanggit na sa learnership and apprenticeship po ba? How about yung independent contracts? Contractor and subcontractors po ba ang tinutukoy ninyo? We are trying to avoid labor-only contracting. Ibig sabihin na ang isang kontraktor ay nagsusupply lang ng tao pero wala naman talaga siyang um, operational na funds, no, or wala siyang assets. We're trying to avoid labor-only contracting. That's why subcontractors and contractors should be registered under the Department of Labor and Employment sa DO 174 or yung kailangan nila mag-avail ng certificate for contracting and subcontracting. Diyan kasi nila ipipresenta yung kanilang mga assets na hindi lang sila nagsusupply ng tao, kundi sila mismo ay merong assets. Alright. Does the yung independent contracts ano po sa payment? Kung sa payment yan, pareho silang merong liability. O, ang dami ng question. Sige. Last question na to para mag-move on tayo. Does the unapproved HD and under time considered AWOL? Nagpaalam po si EE sa supervisor pero no reply siya. AWOL? Hindi naman po. Yan, AWOL. Unapproved HD and under time. Hindi naman yan AWOL. Pwedeng absent yan, pero hindi yan AWOL. Bakit daw siya hindi nag-reply? Suplado lang siya in nature. Ganon. Suplado. Alright, next. 645 po yung current minimum wage sa NCR. Lahat po ba yan basic pay or may provision po ba na nakahiwala yung 10 pesos na equal? I am not sure with NCR, pero sa amin kasi 480 kasama na po yung COLA doon. We have to review po yung kanilang wage order, latest wage order. I'm not sure po sa NCR. Iba po kasi kami per region. Alright, next po. Regarding PPE po. If construction, sumobra po yung months required niya, is it okay na gawing 6 months yung contract tapos kapag hindi po tapos yung project, magpapasign na lang ulit for renewal? That means fixed term yung kanyang employment. It is renewable. Hindi naman siya required to be regularized, 'di ba? Kasi nga 6 months lang yung project 'di ba? Or pwede rin siya mag-fall into project-based employment. Pero most on fixed term siya kasi nga 6 months lang, for example, ang takbo ng isang construction. Then agreed kayo, okay, 6 months ha, finished or not finished, matapos ng 6 months yung ano mo. Kung gusto mo pang ma-retain, pwede ka naman mag-renew. Kung hindi, okay lang. Ganon. Yun, again, kung integrated po yung COLA, hindi ko po sure sa NCR. Please check your wage order po, your respective RTWPB orders. Pag nag-render ka ng resignation but di umabot ng 30 days, avoid din po ba? Needed pa 30 days na i-render. Yes po. Upon resignation, malalaman nyo po yan later part. Okay? Later part po ng ating discussion. Sige. Maano rin natin yan. Madidiscuss natin later on. Alright. Next slide po tayo. Ay, bakit parang bumalik tayo sa... Okay. Ano po yung mga essential provisions in a employment contract, no? Siyempre, kailangan dyan, name and address of employer and employee, job and title. Ito po yung you have to take note that this should be the content or minimum content of your contracts. Kapag pumipirma po kayo, marami kasi nagkakaroon ng problema later on through SENA or sa aming mga kaso, dito sa contract nagkakaroon ng issue. So, I hope na kahit papaano, ito yung minimum na laman ng contract, lalamanin ng contract ninyo kung kayo ay employee or ilagay natin kung kayo ay employers. No? Siyempre, job title and description, compensation and benefits, working hours, leave benefits, and rest periods, probationary period, if probationary employee siya, syempre yung term ng termination niya, kung siya ay fixed man yan, or project-based, and then company policies and code of conduct, yes, kailangan din ilagay yan kasi sometimes dyan tayo nagkakatalo-talo. Meron palang company policy on certain matters, ang employee hindi pa nila alam. No? And then confidentiality, non-compete, and other clauses. Kasi syempre, yung pinangangalagaan din natin yung ating mga trade secrets sa kumpanya. So very important din na merong confidentiality sa ating mga contracts, confidentiality clause sa mga contracts. Alright, next po. Next slide, sir. Alright, ano ba yung DOLE rules on employment contracts? So important rules on employment contracts. So first is non-diminution of benefits. So employers cannot reduce, hindi na pwedeng bawasan yung wages, benefits, or privileges that are already enjoyed, which is already enjoyed by the employees, no? Next is security of tenure. So, nabanggit ko na to kanina. Regular employees cannot be dismissed without just or authorized causes. Next, anti-illegal contracting or yung sinasabi kong labor-only contracting. In-explain ko na kanina na ang contractor wala namang substantial capital or control sa mga tao. Nagsusupply lang siya ng tao. Ibig sabihin, that is labor-only contracting, which is illegal contracting. No, it requires legitimate job contracting to comply with requirements. Sabi ko kanina, it has to be registered under the Department on Order 170 or certification for contracting and subcontracting. Next, fixed term contracts are allowed but regulated. Na-mention ko na kanina yung important factors. It must be voluntary and with mutual consent from the employee. And hindi to mag-circumvent sa regular employment. Next, rules on wages and benefits. Employers must comply with the minimum wage laws and all employees, regardless of contract type, must receive SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig benefits. Yan po yung mga importanteng factors pagdating sa ating contract. So again, I reiterate na yung pong ating insurance na benefits should be paid on the first day of employment. Sabihin, kung nag-start ako ngayon, February 13, dapat yung coverage ng aking insurance kapag ako ay nagtrabaho sa inyong kumpanya starts today, February 13. Na-enroll na rin ako. Yun. Next po. Ano po yung importance kung bakit kailangan. Okay, wait lang. Contract, ano ba yung importance ng proper documentation when it comes to contracts, no? Siyempre, contracts should always be in writing to avoid disputes kasi ito po, dito po kami talaga nagkakaroon ng problema kasi minsan sasabihin, okay, ano siya, ganito po, kasi ang pinag-usapan po namin nung nagsisimula po akong magtrabaho ito po. Pero wala kaming basehan ng ano, kasi nga wala kaming copy ng contract nila or wala silang pinirmahan talagang kontrata. So wala kaming basehan. And mind you, my dear employers, if in doubt, the Department of Labor and Employment will always favor labor. So, safety net nyo rin as employers na magkaroon ng employment contract para doon nakapaloob lahat ng polisiya at benefits and everything na minention ko kanina pagdating sa pag-hire ninyo ng tao. And of course, para naman sa empleyado, ito rin yung inyong protection. No, kung ano ba yung nararapat na benefits sa inyo na paloob sa kontrata ninyo. Next, employers must ensure compliance with DOLE regulations to prevent labor cases. Na-mention ko na ito, Paul. Kanina, kung kayo po ay may violation dyan, of course, you will be facing legal and ethical implications. Yun. Next po. Ito na. Pag-uusapan naman natin yung just causes of termination of employment. So, just causes of termination are causes directly attributable to the fault or negligence of the employee. Ibig sabihin, ang negligent po dito or may kapabayaan ay ang empleyado. No po? So, first dyan, serious misconduct. Ibig sabihin, any wrongful act with intent that violates company rules or affects work ethics. Yung talagang ano siya, kahit anong utos mo, pinagsabihan na ano pa rin. Yes, of course, qualified theft. Kasama rin yan. Mamaya, sa next page. Sige, isa-isahin ko na lang para ano. Willful disobedience of a lawful order. Next is gross and habitual neglect of duty. Pinapabayaan ng kanyang trabaho. No, yung kanyang responsibilities, hindi niya ginagampanan ng maayos or careless siya at negligent siya. Next is fraud. Meron siyang, halimbawa gusto niyang pagtakpan na merong losses yung company pero sa kanya ayaw niyang sabihin kasi gusto niyang lokohin yung company. That's fraud. Next po. Another one is willful breach of contract. And then, commission of a crime, sinasabi nila kanina na qualified theft and other offenses similar to the nature ng na-mention ko kanina. Ayan. Next. Okay. So, sa just causes of termination po, no? Ito yung proseso. Ang tinatawag naming twin notice rule. Una, first is a written notice commonly referred to as the notice to explain, specifying the grounds for termination and giving the employee ample time or opportunity to explain his or her side. Yan yung una, written notice. Pero this is after na, syempre, napagsabihan siya verbally ha. Ito na yung formal talaga na susulatan siya. Next would be a hearing or a conference to allow the employee to respond to the charges, present evidences, and rebut the evidences presented against them. And lastly, dun sa step ng ating procedure, a notice of decision indicating the justification of termination as well as the corresponding sanctions, if any, after due consideration of all the evidence presented. So, yan po yung ating proseso. Dapat po ma-meet yan para hindi mag-fall as illegal dismissal. Okay, next slide po. Ito naman yung authorized causes of termination of employment, no? Ang ating authorized causes, these are causes authorized by the law to justify the termination of an employee even if he has not committed any wrongful act or omissions. So, ibig sabihin, ito naman yung meron na siyang legal right to terminate the employee because of certain reasons which are first, retrenchment to prevent losses. Ibig sabihin ng kumpanya, magbabawas na lang ng tao para maiwasan na lalong magsara yung kumpanya or lalong mag-stop yung operation kasi nga hindi na kayang i-meet yung operational expenses or hindi nakakayanin ng kanilang finances. Alright, so ano ba yung conditions dyan? Na kapag ang company should be able to prove that yung retrenchment na yan or pagbabawas ng mga tao is necessary to prevent serious losses. Ibig sabihin, magbawas na lang kami ng tao na mangilan-ngilan kesa naman mawalan lahat ng trabaho because mag-cease yung operation because of financial losses. So, yan. Next, the termination must be in good faith and hindi siya pretext to remove employees na hindi natin gusto. Ibig sabihin, hindi magrarason-rason lang ang company na, magre-retrench kami ng tao because we want to avoid serious losses, pero yung pinili nilang retrench is yung mga taong siguro outspoken, or medyo kilala to be um, straightforward in the company. Medyo hindi nila gusto. So, yun yung tinanggal nila. Hindi pwede yon. And of course, kailangan may fair criteria in selecting kung sino yung dapat i-retrench. Saan ba dadaanin yan? Sa seniority ba? First in, last out ba? Or yung depende sa performance? But this criteria must be known to the employees, no? Hindi yung sila-sila lang, kasi kami nagtanggal kasi ganito, ganito, and then without being transparent to your employees. Next, employees must receive the correct separation pay. Mamaya natin pag-uusapan yung separation pay. And of course, kailangan mag-report yung company na yan at least 30 days before the termination to the Department of Labor and Employment, that you should report that, this company, my company, Flores Bakery, is going to retrench its employees effective 30 days from the receipt of this report. Parang ganon. Kailangan naka-report yan. Next naman is redundancy. Ibig sabihin, redundancy occurs when a position is no longer necessary or hindi na siya kailangan because meron ng technological advancement or dahil overstaffed na. Biglang like, you're hearing siguro ngayon sa government, they're saying they're trimming the fat. Ibig sabihin, they're trying to minimize yung government employees na kakailanganin sa isang opisina to function well. Inaaral po ngayon lahat ang organizational structures, ang numbers po ng mga positions sa gobyerno, kasi gusto po ng government na kung ano lang yung necessary, yun lang yung kailangan para maiwasan yung redundancy. So redundancy can one authorized cause to retrench employees or to terminate the employment of workers. So ano yung mga key conditions dyan? First is that the elimination of a position must be genuine and not disguised as dismissal. O, para baka sinabi lang niya, it should be proven na yung ginagawa ng tao is redundant to that of a particular technology or a particular worker. For example, anong between layoff and, sige, mamaya, isa-isahin natin. Redundancy muna. For example, may isang employee who does the work na katulad mo rin. For example, uh, 5 kayong accountant, 1 dati, with the same functions lang lahat kayo. And then, kailangan nang magbawas because there are recent developments in the technology na pwede naman nang gawin ng 3 tao lang yung dating ginagawa ng 5 kasi nga hindi na siya manual computation, for example. So they had to retrench. Again, kailangan clear na naman yung criteria. It should be fair and reasonable. Kung sino sa 5 accountant na yan ang dapat tanggalin. And dapat the employer must justify that this position is in fact redundant. Ibig sabihin, ano talaga siya, it's a repetition of work of another one. So, ang pay, the affected employee is entitled to 1 month salary per year of service. So, out of this 4, redundancy lang po dyan ang 1 month pay. 1 month salary pay per year of service. The other reasons, yung nauna kanina, retrenchment to prevent losses, yung susunod mamaya, these are all half-month pay lang siya. Ayun. Okay. Yun, so much for redundancy. Next is closure or cessation of operations, no? An employer may terminate employees due to shutdown of the entire business or a specific branch of that business. Ano na naman yung mga key conditions dyan? First is, the closure must be real and permanent. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang siya, for example, may mga companies kasi na gumagawa nito eh. Mag-change lang siya ng name, pero same company siya. Just to avoid legal implications, halimbawa, they will try to close that business pero mag-aano siya, lilipat siya as another business. May mga gumagawa ng ganyan. So, first condition, the closure must be real and permanent. And then the business is not required to show financial losses except when the closure is done due to financial losses nga. And then, yun, ang pay din is half-month pay. And dapat din a notice must be submitted to the Department of Labor and Employment 30 days before that closure or termination. Next is disease or health risk. Authorized cause, time check po. Until 7, oo, baka tapusin lang natin talaga yung SOT. Okay? So, kasi medyo mahaba talaga pagdating sa labor laws. Baka hindi ko ma-discuss other rights and even yung obligations ng ating mga employers. Maybe reserve that for another discussion. Another authorized cause for termination of employment is disease or health risk, no? An employee may be terminated if they have a serious disease or medical condition that poses a risk to workplace safety or makes them unfit for work. So key conditions dyan is that the disease must be proven by a competent medical authority. Usually, ang nire-require namin dyan is government certified na physicians. The illness must be incurable within 6 months despite proper medical intervention or treatment. Continued employment must pose a risk to the employee's health and to the workplace safety. And the employer must attempt to accommodate the employee in a different role. For example, meron siyang specific na sakit na hindi na niya ma-perform yung dati niyang trabaho, i-attempt pa rin siya na i-transfer sa ibang unit or ibang division ng ating employer, but still kahit ilipat, it's hard for the employee, hindi siya makapag-adjust. And then the employee is entitled to separation pay equal to half-month salary din ito kapag health risk siya. Alright. Okay, so next slide tayo. Ano ba yung rule when it comes to the due process of termination due to authorized causes, no? Kapag authorized causes, submission of a written notice of dismissal to the employee specifying the grounds for dismissal at least 30 days before the date of termination. And secondly, a copy of notice which shall be provided to the regional office of the Department of Labor and Employment where the employer is located. And of course, kailangan yung pay ng bawat worker dyan sa kumpanya na yan. Okay. Sige. Sige. 7:45 tayo, no? Ang ating time limit. So, sige. Maybe I can entertain mo questions na lang din. Pero can we have like 2 minutes break lang? Mag-water break lang ako.
Do you love the rain? Does it make you dance when you jump with your friends at a party? What's your favorite song doesn't make you smile, do you think of me? When you close your eyes, tell me, what are you dreaming? Everything I wanna know it all. I'd spend 10,000 hours and 10,000 more. Oh, if that's what it takes to learn that sweetheart of yours. And I might never get there, but I'm gonna try. If it's 10,000 hours or the rest of my life, I'm gonna love you. Do you miss the road that you grew up on? Did you get your middle name from your grandma? When you think about you forever now, do you think of me? When you close your eyes, tell me, what are you dreaming? Everything I wanna know it all. I'd spend 10,000 hours and 10,000 more. Oh, if that's what it takes to learn that sweetheart of yours. And I might never get there, but I'm gonna try. If it's 10,000 hours or the rest of my life, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. Oh, want the good and the bad, everything in between. Oh.
Ayun. So we're back. Sige. I'll try to answer as much questions as I can sa time na ating I hope nandyan pa kayong lahat and I hope nakikinig pa kayo. Maybe we can end na po yan naman yung last slide natin for for right to security of the node. So dyan muna tayo nag-end ngayon. Hindi ko muna na-discuss yung mga ibang mga rights ng employees and employers. Probably next time po some other this presenters can also discuss with you yung ibang rights natin, no? Sige. Patingin naman po kung nandyan pa kayong lahat heart react. Ayan. Napakabilis ni Vanessa, Joshua, Jedy, Richelle, ayan, Genia, Charlie, Rika, ayan. Thank you so much sa heart. So far na okay po ba? Naintindihan naman po ba natin yung majority ng... Sorry, kasi sa discussion talaga namin sa security of tenure, medyo madugo po kasi pag-usapan talaga ang security of tenure and marami po talagang questions na napapaloob dyan. Kung hindi ko masagot lahat yung questions, sabi ko nga, balikan po namin kayo. Maybe I can talk to your facilitators on how I can respond to you. Anyway, recorded naman to, nakasave yung inyong mga questions. So I'll try as much as possible to answer you. Sige, marami pa to eh. Wait lang. May karapatan ba i-hold ni employer, mag-hold ng sahod kapag po ito ay termination, no? Tama? Nag-terminate siya. Kailangan kasi, wala naman siyang karapatan to hold the salary. But kung hindi pa din tapos, for example, terminated na yung employment, and may 30 days nga tayo ng transition period para sa kanila makahanap din ng kapalit ninyo sa inyong kumpanya. Hindi naman hino-hold ang tawag doon. Minsan kasi kailangan ng clearance. And sometimes, sa mga hinahandle namin mga cases, ang problema kasi is hindi pa tapos ang clearance ng mga empleyado. Although kapag kayan, tapos na ang clearance at hindi pa rin binigay, tapos na yung 30-day period, ideally, sana after 30 days, immediately after 30 days, nabigay na yung final salary and other benefits pa na entitled sa ating worker, no? Pero pag hindi, we usually encourage our workers to seek assistance na sa amin through our single entry approach, yung SENA. So, saan ba yan pwedeng i-complain? sena.dole.gov.ph. Yan. I-save nyo po. sena.dole.gov.ph. Pag in-enter ko kasi magpapataas na lahat yung questions. So, as much as possible, gusto kong sagutan sana. Alright. What if the contract does not include the company policy? Is it illegal? Hindi naman po. Hindi naman illegal kung wala yung company policy for as long as ang ini-encourage kasi namin talaga, there should be, kahit maliit na negosyo lang yan, there should be a company policy para naman magkaroon ng consistency sa standards and fair yung treatment and ano siya, parang may Biblia yung kumpanya ba, kumbaga. It doesn't have to be very complex gaya ng mga malalaking companies, but at least a company policy, at least for example, uniform, sa leaves, sa pagiging tardy, there should be company policies on this na naka-align din or nakasunod sa kung ano yung napapaloob sa batas, no? Next, required ba na mag-service break under fixed term employment, for example, and push end na siya today, then tomorrow pirma ulit. Hindi naman required na merong gaps yan. Sabi ko nga, ang very important sa fixed term, mutual agreement. So kung nag-end ako today, sana before nag-end today, meron na tayong napirmahang kontrata na if you want or if both parties are still willing to continue the employment, sana meron nang napirmahan prior to that. And ang effective date should be at least tomorrow, February 14, araw ng mga puso. Yun. Next. Ang computation po ng 13-month pay, hindi po kasama ang benefits. Salary lang po. Ano yung minimum wage, yun lang po ang nakapaloob dyan. Kung wala pong existing company policies, pwede po tayo mag-refer sa kung ano yung mga napapaloob sa batas na disciplinary actions natin sa ating mga tauhan. No? Pero again, we encourage na meron kayong company policy. Kasi for example, terminate nyo yung employment ng isang empleyado based on due to tardiness, for example. Masyado siyang, lagi na lang siyang late. Mag-absent siya pag gusto niya, hindi siya nagpapaalam or what, which affects the operation of the business. No? Wala kayong company policies that you can also terminate that. Di magbase kayo sa termination due to just causes na ang hindi pagsunod sa mga or na hindi pagiging ethical pagdating sa trabaho is a ground for termination. Ganon. Yung disiplina ng tao. Again, yung just causes of termination, yan yung mga causes of termination na attributable to the worker. Okay. Okay. But si employer still have to give them separation pay on retrenchment? Yes po, as this, kung just causes, no need to pay. Kasi nga, tinanggal mo siya, wala siyang disiplina, tinanggal mo siya dahil sa dahilan niya, hindi mo siya kailangan bigyan ng separation pay. Maliban, kung meron pa rin kayong company policy that says kahit na just ang cause ng termination or nakapaloob yan sa collective bargaining agreement para sa mga organized companies na kahit na natanggal siya dahil sa kanyang mga kasalanan, merong separation pay, okay lang yon. Pero sa batas naman, hindi necessary but you have to pay yung mga benefits that are due to them. Like yung salary and then 13-month pay and then um, monetization of their service incentive leaves, yung mga yon. Okay. Sige, ang dami pa talagang tanong. Situational. Okay, you can focus po muna sa discussion, ma'am, since after discussion po. Okay na. Tapos na tayo dun sa discussion. Kasi pag pinasok ko pa yung other, baka mas marami pang question eh. Mag-end muna tayo dun sa tawag dyan. Dun sa ating security of tenure. In addition, is it legal to include in the exit interview form na ma-hold ang salary if incomplete ang clearance? Actually, hindi. Kasi, ano na lang yan, internal na lang yan. Kasi bawal din naman mag-hold ng salary ang employer or ang company generally. Okay? Kasi minsan din, may mga nagko-complain sa amin, nag-antay naman ng enough time yung mga employees. Kasi sometimes, ang reason ng employer is, for example, sa mga medium or large companies or organizations, no, syempre yung mga, sometimes ang office nila wala dito sa Region 2, nasa NCR. So, ang admin nila nandoon, and then ang dami daw transactions. Sometimes meron na kaming mga empleyado na nag-antay na ng up till 6 months, wala pa rin naman yung kanilang last pay or wala pa yung mga benefits na dapat nilang natanggap. So doon na tayo pumapasok na i-assist sila. Sana sa mga employees dito, and of course, wala rin tayong karapatan na hindi mag-issue ng certificate of employment even if ang cause of termination is just causes. Regardless of the cause of termination, a company should be issuing certificate of employment. Ang nakalagay lang naman sa certificate of employment is kung ano yung trabaho niya before, magkano yung salary niya, kailan siya na-hire, and so on and so forth. Hindi kailangang ilagay na na-terminate siya due to just causes. Alright. Sorry, yung mahabang questions, hindi ko na mabasa at masagot, no? Is it lawful to insert in contract po ng employees na they are not allowed to resign in the middle of the semester? For context po, educational institution po kami. Mahirap naman po maghanap ng instructor in the middle of the semester if mag-resign sila. Is it allowed to consider it as a breach of contract? You can include that, pero i-complete lang po natin yung kulatilya ng sentence na yan na, for example, you're not allowed because, yun nga, middle of the semester, or you may be allowed to resign pero given na maghanap sila somehow ng temporary replacement nila habang nasa hiring process kayo or na hindi sila pwedeng umalis, they can resign pero antayin nila na makahanap ng replacement bago yung last day of kanilang employment. Pwede naman yun kasi nga kung alis naman sila in the middle of the semester, for example, paano naman yung mga estudyante, wala nang magtuturo sa kanila? That is justifiable naman. Hindi naman yun pag-hold, but it's just that kailangan clear lang tayo sa mga terms. Sa mga contracts, always be clear on the terms na ilalagay nyo dyan, and very important na alam ng mga empleyado yung kanilang pinipirmahan. There are complaints na nahe-handle namin sa level namin na nasa bigla, wala naman po akong pinirmahan pero ipe-present sa kanila yung papel, yan pala yun. Syempre, hindi lahat ng worker natin minsan nakapag-aral o nakapagtapos. Minsan, hindi nila naiintindihan yung contract. To HRs here or admin reps, please try to make them understand kung ano yung laman ng kanilang mga contracts, no? At least i-translate natin yung ibang medyo highly technical terms para mas maintindihan nila kung ano yung kanilang pinipirmahan. Yon. Paano po pag ayaw mag-sign ni employee ng notice of end of probation or employment? Notice ng end ng ayaw niyang ma-regular? Or kapag ito, fixed term, hindi naman pwede because the contract says meron lang siyang specific time. So, whether magpirma siya or hindi dyan, tapos ang kontrata. 2 years ang contract natin. So, after the 2 years, if you do not have the intent to renew your contract, then the contract is finished. Diba? End of contract tayo dyan. Okay. 7:49 na. Okay. Hello, ask ko lang po if entitled po ba sa separation pay ang seasonal employee. Sana po may part 2. Sana po may part 2 daw to the facilitator. Mahaba kasi, pasensya na, mahaba talaga yung ating actually hindi ko pa nga masyadong natalakay yung general labor standards. Baka marami din kayo. Dito kasi papasok yung mga questions nyo na yan. Um, diniscuss ko yung rights. Dumiretso kasi tayo sa post-employment. Pero sana sa general labor standards. Sa general labor standards, madami pa din tayong matututunan. Okay, basahin ko yung mismong coverage ng separation pay, no? This benefit applies to an employee in instances of authorized termination of employment covered by Articles 298 and 299 of the Labor Code of the Philippines. An employee's entitlement to separation pay depends on the reason or ground for termination for his employment. Where the termination is for authorized causes, separation is due. Sa seasonal workers kasi nga peak season, wala naman silang trabaho. Pag off-peak season, walang separation pay dyan. Kasi alam na nila that yung employment nature of, hindi naman natin sila kailangang i-retrench, di ba? Retrenchment means tinanggal sila because we wanted to reduce the number of the company para hindi magsara. Seasonal workers, usually nangyayari sa agri, hinahire lang naman natin sila for peak seasons, harvesting, yung mga ganon. Kung tourist spots yan, kung beach yan, sa mga tourist guides natin, hinahire lang natin sila pag peak season ng turista. So, in the first place, alam nila that their employment will cease the moment na mag-off-peak season na. So, yun. I'm so sorry. Ang dami niyo pang tanong pero can I ask the secretariat na lang to
Actually, ma'am,
kasi
for
7:52 na.
yes, but for the questions po, you can, if they can reach you through your
Yes,
email or
please.
your contacts, you can type it po on the chat box,
Okay,
on our chat
sige.
box para manote po nila so they can email you po their follow-up questions. Kasi sobrang dami din po nakikita ko. Mukhang marami
So,
pa silang gustong itanong.
sobrang dami, sobrang dami. But
Yes po.
again, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for listening to me. Alam ko medyo ano na, paggabi na, but I hope maraming retention sa mga sa mga tinuro ko ngayong gabi. Sana sana yeah, may next round tayo.
Yes, ma'am. Don't worry, ma'am.
All right,
Meron pa
thank
kasi ang
you.
dami pa palang hindi na-touch. Maybe magkakaroon po tayo. Now for your questions po, yung mga may mga tanong pa po sa chat box, you can send na po via email ni ma'am. Yan, nasa may chat box na po natin. I-save na po ninyo. For future references na rin. Okay, there we go. So, yes, ma'am. You're on mute po, ma'am.
Ayun.
Ay,
But of course, gusto ko i-remind na kung saan po yung
mhm.
inyong regional office or yung mga dole near you, please, please. Sa kanila po kayo din, pwede rin kayo magtanong sa kanila. May mga hotlines din po tayo dyan sa mga regional offices. Pwede po kayo mag-inquire sa kanila. Pwede po ba mag-request ng slide presentation or
um,
recording?
Yes po. For this one po, yung recording po ng ating presentation for our webinar, usually po naka-attach na po yan sa email na isi-send when we are going to send your certificates. Okay, there we go. So thank you very much for today, ma'am. And because we are so grateful, we're now going to present your certificate of appreciation. Sobrang grateful po kami for your time tonight. Lalo na it's still Thursday. So thank you for gracing us tonight. So certificate of appreciation is given to Miss Florian T. Jose Prasad for your invaluable contribution as the resource speaker for Adal Cordillera episode 46, Labor Laws in Employment Contract and Termination, organized by Cordillera Young Leaders Club on February 13, 2025. Your service helped in forwarding the goal of the organization by discussing timely and relevant topics through online information sharing. Given this 13th day of February 2025 at Baguio City. This is signed by our beloved President, Ms. Jessica Bilat. So thank you very much, ma'am. Let us give a warm applause, virtual applause to our speaker. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Flory. So I hope meron pa pong next, masundan pa ito na kayo ang aming speaker. So thank you, ma'am. There we go. So now, we are now going to proceed with our evaluation link. Okay. Ayan po ang ating QR evaluation link and QR code for today's webinar. And I'm also going to send it to the chat box. There we go. So now this one is mandatory because this is going to serve as your attendance today's webinar. Okay, don't worry because this will be open for 24 hours naman. Okay, so kindly give me a thumbs up if you're done saving the QR and the link. Okay, so sa mga hindi po naka-attendance kanina kasi may problema or na late, you can already have your attendance for this link sa atin pong evaluation form. Okay, so kindly give me a thumbs up po if done. Okay, there we go. So now we're already done with the evaluation link and the QR. We're going to proceed to the next part. Malapit na. Okay, so for the next part, we are now going to have, of course, a photo ops. Okay, so we're going to have our photo ops. Now may I request everyone to please open your cameras. There we go. Finally, nakita din natin ang mga participants natin tonight. Okay. There we go. So we're going to take a few shots for tonight. In there we go. So we're going to take 4 shots. Okay, so now, can I count of 3? So kindly smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, now that's our first photo. The next one, I want it to be wacky. Wacky naman tayo. There we go. So decide kung paano ang wacky ninyo, guys. So paano ba? Okay, there we go. So in the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wacky. Okay. And the last one, I have a special request. Lagi ko itong pinapagawa. Okay, so lagi ko siyang pinapagawa sa mga webinars ng ADL. So just a special request, you can unmute. So on the count of 3, you can pause and then say, let us all say, thank you, CYLC. Okay, so on the count of 3. So 1, 2, 3. Thank you, CYLC. Thank you very much, everyone. It is nice to see everyone tonight. So maraming salamat po sa pagtangkilik ng episode 46. So I am going to see you again on the next Adal Cordillera episode. So this is Clash of Floor Shumel Balaban, and I am your host for tonight. I'm going to see you again on the next episode. Goodbye, guys.
Bye po. Thank you, thank you.
Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is it that sweet? I guess so. Say you can't sleep, baby, I know that's that me espresso. Move it up, down, left, right, oh, switch it up like Nintendo. Say you can't sleep, baby, I know that's that me espresso. I can't relate to desperation. Might give a fucks. Are on vacation. This way, I know I got him. Too bad your ex don't do it for you. Walked in and dream came true for you. Soft skin and not perfume for you. Yes, I know I'm out and do it for you. Yes, that morning coffee brewed for you. Yes, one touch and I'm brand new for you. you. Now here